Good evening. You're listening to Modern Mystic Radio on A1R Psychic Radio Network, the world's #1 psychic radio network, and also Moonstruck TV. I'm going to be taking 2 callers today, but before I do that, I'm just going to remind everybody of how you can get hold of me, should you need to. So you can visit my website, which is www.modern-mystic.co.uk. You can also find me on Facebook. I'm on Modern Mystic there, and also Mystic Saira. I work for UK TV, so you can grab me there as well on Psychic Today when I'm logged in. And I also have my private practice, so I work not just here in the UK, but all over the world. I also offer Skype readings as well if you can't get to me in person. Like I said, we will be taking 2 callers later today, so just get dialing in, and I can cover pretty much any aspect of life. So I work strongly with soulmates and twin flames. I'm known as the soulmate psychic over in the UK. Also work with past lives, spiritual development readings, as well as pretty much any other area of life. Right, so get dialing, and I'm hopefully speak to you soon in relation to your questions and your readings. Right, so my topic for today is bad luck. Is this something that you feel you're kind of plagued with? Do you feel like you might be maybe even the unluckiest person in the world, or maybe it's just a specific area in life that you seem to be unlucky in? I just want to go over quickly, what might be the cause of some of the bad luck you might be experiencing. And furthermore, we can have a look at how you can actually overcome those issues as well. So number 1 really are the subconscious blocks that you might be sort of working with, or have running, if you like, in the background of your life. These are quite difficult to identify, and sometimes they relate to sort of our childhood experiences, those patterns that we've kind of inherited from our parents, or maybe even our own previous experiences. But really, when a subconscious pattern comes into our life, it's almost like we can bumble along and we feel like we're getting somewhere, then all of a sudden we either hit a roadblock or things start to fall apart and not go as we want. So if that's something that you can relate to, this is where a reading is really useful, because we can have a look at what those blocks are and actually get that moving. Another thing that I love to do is work with the law of attraction, and quite often it is those pesky subconscious blocks that, if you like, block our ability to manifest. So secondly is, our own negative thinking. Do we have that mindset that things are always going to go wrong? And then so lo and behold, they do. So that's something that you can work with. You can reprogram your mindset, reprogram the way in which you think. Many people use things like vision boards or affirmations. So we can have a look at those aspects as well. Number 3 is negative energy caused by other people. So maybe you're surrounded by people that are incredibly negative towards you, and you feel that their negative energy and their negative thought patterns are affecting your life. And this can happen. I have seen it happen with people. And in particular, it tends to be people that are either psychic or highly sensitive or empathic themselves, and maybe sort of natural born healers as well. So if that's something that you are feeling, there are certain things that you can do in order to protect your own energy field. Okay, so one of which is obviously regularly cleanse and regularly clear, but it's, you need to almost like take ownership of your environment and energy here, and be very mindful of what you allow in. Obviously, we can't always distance ourselves from negative people. Sometimes we live with them, but it's more of a case of guarding our energy and really working very, very hard to keep our vibration nice and high. And then lastly, and it's not as common as the other ones that I've just mentioned, but it does happen, and I've seen it happen. And this is when you are experiencing, either a curse or a dark spell that somebody has kind of placed upon you. Now, this can be incredibly difficult to kind of get rid of on your own. And normally in this situation, I recommend that you go and seek someone that can remove that spell for you, maybe sort of perform a more positive spell to counteract the effects of the negative one. But if those are any of the things that you feel like you're, being bothered with or being plagued with, why not call in? And speaking of which, I think we do have our first caller, and her name is Lysandra, and she's from Springfield in Massachusetts. Hello, are you there?
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, and did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. Right, so Lysandra, what would you like me to look at?
Well, I want to say that the past 2 years, there's been a lot of turbulence here at home regarding relationships. So I'm guessing I'm just curious to know what's to come maybe within the next year for myself regarding relationships, career, financial, just kind of like a little bit of everything.
Okay, so, right, let's just have a look. I'm going to shuffle the cards for you, and let's just see what we've got coming in for you. You're not alone with kind of what you've been experiencing over the last couple of years, I will say that. A lot of people have been finding themselves incredibly challenged over the last couple of years, but I'm just going to have a look and see what's going on around you. So one thing that I do feel I've got coming in for you is I feel like I'm being told a breakthrough around, I want to call it a relationship crisis here with you. And I just feel here it's almost like I've got you almost like a loggerheads, or there's conflict here around you, and I feel like it's being manifested in all sorts of different areas of your life, in pretty much all, I want to say all relationships. Does that make sense? Not just your romantic ones, but maybe even sort of family, friends, and also your work colleagues as well. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
Now, let's just have a look and see what I get, because I get here a sense of that being lifted here for you. I'm getting the summer months, so I want to say July and August seems to be, I feel like I've got you moving forwards. I feel like there will be new opportunities coming in. This seems to be hitting you initially, I feel, on a more personal level. So I want to say sort of work or personally, I feel like I've got movement forwards. Now, this in turn, I feel is going to be moving your relationships. It's almost like I get the relationship side of it being almost like the last piece of the puzzle to kind of slot back into your life.
Right.
I want to say, I feel like the vibration of the home needs to be lifted as well. Are you finding that there's conflict within the home too?
I'm sorry?
Are you finding there's conflict within the home too? Because I feel like I've got the energy within the home needs to be lifted up here.
Yeah, I mean, we've been in this place here for about 10 years. I honestly felt like there might have been some form of energies here, like, and I felt like a male presence here. My kids, all three of my children at around the same age, have seen a little girl.
Okay.
So I mean, people in my mother's side of the family are gifted. I tend to get stuff messages through my dreams, so things will come to me that way. My grandmother's the same. My mom, a lot of the women in the family tend to have that. So I wouldn't doubt my kids are as well. If anything, my second child more than the other two. But so it's. I'm not sure what went on here, but it seems like there's a stagnant energy in here. Sometimes we want to progress and keep going, but it's like we're stuck.
I feel like that needs to be cleared. I feel like that does need to be cleared. And I want to recommend, something as simple as just saging the property from time to time.
Oh, I do. I actually did it a couple of days ago.
Okay. And it's still not shifting what's going on there.
Not really. I burn, sage. I bought certain crystals to help with energies and bring in positivity and stuff like that and negativity out. I'm trying to look at other things to do also to get rid of the energy. I mean, after I sage, it does feel a little better, but it kind of goes right back to it. It seems like I'm gonna have to do it every week thing.
Okay, so that's not. It's only just creating a temporary fix then for you. Okay, I feel like there is another thing that you can do, which is literally flooding the house with golden light from bottom to top in each room to maintain the energy field. That in itself is also very powerful, coupled with the sage, and it doesn't take long, and it doesn't have to be a huge effort, if you like, on your part. I'm not quite sure whether, because if I tune into the energy of the spirit there, I don't feel like I've got that as the major problem. I do feel that because you are very sensitive, it's almost like any kind of fluctuation within the energy of the home seems to affect you, probably more so than it does anyone else. And I feel that it's great that you're so open and that you get things coming through here within your dreams, and I feel like you do need to be listening to that, and you are being guided as well by not only your own subconscious mind, but by your loved ones in spirit as well. And I do feel there is a big shift coming in for you, and I feel that this is going to. I feel like you need to get the day-to-day kind of element here of your life really, really balanced. And this is what I feel is being affected here. I feel like I've got new work opportunities as well.
I have an interview on Thursday.
Okay, wonderful. But I feel like I've got a bit of a step up. I've got an offer coming to you. And I feel like this is almost like the first... if you like, the first part of this shift coming in for you. I want to say by the time we get to September, I feel like you are starting to move past this negative phase that's been in your life. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to ask quickly before I need to go on to the next caller?
Just regards in my relationship, I was for a while now. I was kind of back and forth. Within the past 2 years, I was really back and forth. I guess I want confirmation: is this the right decision to make that I'm trying to do?
Right. Let me just have a look at that. Is that the right decision for you? Right. Let's just see what we have here. Right. So. I feel here that it's like I've got you having to prioritise yourself, needing to prioritise yourself, because the element of priority is not being demonstrated by the other person here. And I feel here that I actually feel like I've got you detaching from this situation, or making a decision to detach from this situation. And I feel like it's almost like it's pushing the relationship to either, it's got to do one thing or the other, but it can't stay the same. That's what I'm being told. Right. So it has to either move forward positively and be more consistent for you, or I feel like I've got you exploring other opportunities. Okay. But I feel with love, that is something that I've got you manifesting into your life. And I feel like this is this year. I want to pull out just quickly a couple more cards just to see what I get around this. So you're being told here to go and seek your heart's desire. I feel that the person we're talking about, the relationship, I feel like there needs to be a little bit of growing up to be done, a sense of maturity or lack of maturity around them. And I feel here that what I've got for you is a very, very powerful soulmate relationship coming in. But I don't necessarily feel it's the person that you're with at the moment. I feel like this might be a new energy coming in altogether.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I spent many years, almost 20 years with this individual, and we have a family now, so there's been a lot of turbulence through the years, and I'm just kind of over it. So I'm ready to kind of move forward, and I was kind of back and forth, literally on the fence, trying to figure out which way to go. And right now it's telling me to go left and just keep it going and leave him and everything behind.
I feel like you need a fresh start.
I do.
You do need that. And the only person that can give that to you is you. Okay? The way I look at it, if we step away from something, if it's truly meant to be, it will come back and be what we need it to be. So have no fear that you're going to make a wrong decision here.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And you take care. You have a lovely evening.
You as well, hon.
Thank you. Bye. And off she goes. And we have our next caller. This is Gigi from San Diego, California. Hi, Gigi. Are you there?
Yes, I am here. Is that you, Sarah?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful.
Oh, fantastic. Now, is there something you want me to look at for you?
I would really like both love and career because I feel that they're both very up for me. They're very alive.
Okay. Right, let's have a look and see what I get. I'm going to pull out a few cards for you and let's just see what we get. Okay, straight away, I do feel, let's see what I get. I feel career. I feel career is really strong or coming in very strong for you over the course of this year. And I feel very soon, I want to say over the next sort of 2 to 3 months, I get a movement upwards here with career. Also being told here, this has been a long time coming. Okay.
Yes.
So I feel like you are due some good luck here around the career. And I feel like you've worked incredibly hard. I feel like you've worked incredibly hard over the past 5 years.
Yes.
And I feel that you've had to make some really difficult decisions.
Yes.
And painful decisions. So this has been on many levels, and also this is being reflected, I feel, within the relationship area. It's like you've kind of been on a roller coaster of emotions over the last 5 years. And it feels like you've kind of been brought to your knees as well, I want to say on the emotional front. So it's been very tough, but I feel that it's like you've been through so much that you're pretty much, I want to say you're pretty much indestructible. I feel like there is, I know it's quite a big, brave, bold statement for me to make, but I feel like you have overcome so many of your fears over the last few years that you can take it on the chin. And I don't feel like you need to go through those experiences or lessons anymore. I feel that love is actually going to be very well aspected as well. I've got have you met somebody?
I wouldn't say that I've met somebody that's a love or romantic at the way it appears at the moment.
Okay. Well, I feel like you will very soon, because I feel like this is coming in, almost like imminently. So if you've not just recently met somebody, I want to say get something blossoming. I'm being told it's blossoming or will be blossoming. I feel here it might be a little bit of a, it's like, I want to say slow and steady to start off with, but then it really takes off, particularly over, as we step into the month of, into autumn, into fall. I feel that this is really, really taking off for you. But the work area is very interesting, because I feel here there is a big opportunity heading your way. I can see an opportunity coming your way, and it seems to be, I want to say the element of number 3 seems to be coming up really strongly here with this. I don't know, have you been thinking of taking like a different direction or a different approach?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I feel like I've got you. I've got you umming and ahhing about. I feel like I've got you at this crossroads, and I've got you umming and ahhing. This is again another big brave. You are making really big, brave, bold moves this year. I feel that you are. And I feel like you have been. You're becoming more and more. You're taking. I feel like you're taking chances and you're taking risks, and you're starting to go for your dreams more. Okay, and I feel like this is what I've got coming in for you. That new direction I feel is incredibly positive, and I do want to say this is the way you need to be going, new and fresh here, new and fresh. I also feel here that I feel like you need something extra now. I feel like whatever you have been doing up until this point, work-wise, I just feel here that it's not interesting enough anymore for you. You need the variety, you need the change, you need the excitement, something to really get your teeth into. It's like, how can I put it? This year, I feel for you is about growth, but I want to say, on an exponential level, everything that you've been trying to bring into your life is starting. I feel like it's starting this year. It's starting to come in. And I've got you making very, very big changes in your life. But these ones are going to lead you to a place of emotional and financial abundance here. So I feel that you are completely on the right track. I feel like, there's an element of thinking, right, am I making the right decision? And I feel that you are. And I get that. It's almost like how can I put it? What my guides are saying, the moment you start heading into this journey, you will start to see how positive it's going to be for you. Does that make sense? Very much the proof is in the pudding here. There is a huge amount of learning. I feel like you're making, how can I put it? You're starting a whole new, either a whole new career or a whole new branch off here. But it's something I get you very excited about, that I feel I've also got stability with it as well. There has been a huge amount of disappointment in the past, and I want to say, please don't judge the future, in terms of the past, because I feel like for whatever reason you needed to go through that period of struggle to appreciate what is coming in for you, which is everything you've been trying to manifest and get off the ground.
Yes, I feel that. Thank you. I'm curious about whether there's going to be a move either for the career or the person I meet, and where might I be meeting this person?
Okay, so you want to have a look at, what do you mean, a house move, do you?
Yes, and even location,
Right. Okay. So I do feel that there is going to be a move. I feel like around sort of 3 to 4 months' time, I feel I've got this move. I feel there's something in terms of what we're looking at with relationships. I feel like it's coming into the work area, and I feel like there is some sort of link here with work. But I want to say west as well. I see you going west with the I want to say the house move or the work move, you know, in location. I feel like I got you going west. Everything will fall into place. It's nearly the end of my show, so I'm going to have to leave it there. But I want to thank you, Gigi, for coming through to me. Love and light to you.
Oh, love and light to you. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Bye. Now, off she goes now. Thank you so much for listening. It's gone in a flash as per usual. I'm back same time next week. But if you want to get hold of me, the website is www.modern-mystic.co.uk. So enjoy the new moon, which is on Thursday. Get manifesting and get building that new life for yourself. So hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Love and light to you all.